This video covers TempTrak's administrative settings. Administrative general settings are set up after TempTrak has been installed and normally do not need to be changed. Please note, some changes may require restarting the TempTrak services in order for the change to take effect. To access the administrative settings, click on the Configuration tab on the left. From here, you will see General Settings is listed twice. The top option is covered in the TempTrak General Settings video. For this video, we will be choosing the General Settings option located under Administration. The administrative general settings include options for company profile, notification settings, notification reset conditions, profile security, and help contacts. The company profile contains information about your company. Two fields are required to be populated when making changes: the name and phone. Depending on the type of notifications being used, TempTrak needs to be configured properly to utilize the desired notification method, as each method has its own configuration settings. In order to utilize emails, TempTrak needs to communicate properly with your company's email server. Unless told otherwise by the email server administrator, the default deliver method is via an SMTP gateway. When using the SMTP gateway, TempTrak needs to know the server to communicate with, the port, and whether SSL or TLS is used. This information can be obtained from your email server administrator. Each email server is set up with a different type of authentication. TempTrak supports multiple types. Your email server administrator will be able to provide the correct authentication information, which may require entering a username and password. Selecting default authentication requires a valid email username and password to connect to the email server in order to send out an email or text message. Authentication of none means TempTrak does not need to authenticate to the email server to send out an email. NTLM utilizes Microsoft's security protocols to provide authentication to the email server. When using NTLM, the NTLM domain, username, and password need to be entered. Login authentication takes the username and password, encodes it, and sends it separately. For this method, a username and password are required. CRAM MD5 authentication provides a stronger encryption and authentication mechanism, which requires a username and password to connect to the email server. The from address and from name need to be set up according to your email server's policies and procedures. A valid email address may be required by your email server to process and route emails correctly. You can perform a quick email test to see if the information entered is correct. To do this, enter a valid test email address and click Test Settings. Although not utilized often in the United States, text messages can be sent to cell phones using an SMS modem and SIM card. The modem COM port must be set in order to do this. The cell phone provider of the SIM card may require additional information to be entered, such as the service contract number, settings, frequency, and a PIN. Some pagers require using SNPP or Simple Network Paging Protocol in order to send a text page to a pager. When using a pager that requires SNPP, enter the SNPP server and port information provided by the paging service. To test the page, enter a test number and click the Test Settings button. Old-style digital or numeric-only pages require a modem to send out a pager to a beeper. The modem is connected to the TempTrak server through a COM port. Your IT department will be able to assist with any initialization commands, if required, for the modem to function properly. Message boards and relay switches are considered dynamic notification devices meaning warning messages can be removed when a specific condition is met. Because of this, there are times when you want to remove a warning message when a specific condition is met to keep only those alarms that have not been addressed actively displayed. It is advisable to make sure that at least one of the reset conditions are enabled. By selecting the first box, if a user acknowledges or clears an alarm, the alarm will be removed from the message board or relay switch. By selecting the second box, the alarm or message will be removed when a sensor has returned to its normal state. Then save. Skipping over to the help contacts, the help contacts allow a TempTrak administrator to set up a list of internal contacts a user can contact to answer questions. The help contacts option allows for information to be maintained. To create a new help contact, enter the name, phone, and email information for the new contact and click Add. The new contact is then added and is now available in the Help Contacts list. You can edit existing help contacts by clicking on Edit. You can also delete a contact by clicking on the red X. Help contacts can be found in the online help available on every page of the TempTrak system. When clicking on Help, at the bottom of each help page is a list of all internal help contacts. Now we will go back to Profile Security. As organizations grow, there may come a time when your TempTrak system administrator needs more control over which users can access, configure, and use profiles to prevent accidental deletion or altering of an existing profile. Enabling profile security allows a system administrator to assign a view to a profile, allowing only users with the same view to modify the profile. To enable profile security, click the Enable Profile Security checkbox. Then save. Once your profile security has been enabled, you can verify that it has been enabled by going to Profile Configuration. Please note, you must have the corporate admin role assigned to your user account in order to verify these settings. To go to Profile Configuration, click on the Configuration tab on the left and click Profile Configuration. You can then select any logging profile and click Edit Profile next to that name. When the pop-up window appears, if you see the field shown Assigned to, you will know the profile security is enabled. If profile security is disabled, this option is not available. Then save.